Hi YouTube. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay, not too bad. Um had a very late night last night. Well actually morning. Doug was still working on that porch at 4 in the morning. So yeah, sleep was sparse. I'm listening to a preacher called Mike Pearl, from The Door on YouTube here. I'm going to share, he's got Can the Church Keep You Out of Heaven? He's also got extensive research proving the different kingdoms, and the different heavens, um, like one, for instance, being heaven, and then there's a separation. There's a kingdom of God, and there's a separation. There's a kingdom of David, and the kingdom of heaven that was taken by force was the control that the apostles had back in that time. That was taken away from them by force. Um, and Jesus has the kingdom, the key of David to the kingdom of David. This is not, it's a separation. The kingdom of God is an altogether another thing. So, and if you know your scriptures, you'll know that by reading it, like, different things may not make sense. And, it's just, this is more pertaining to the killing the Catholic Church did along the way to shut Christians' mouths and let them have control over their life. These people, like the Pope, for instance, thinks he has the physical ability to keep you or I out of heaven on, or let somebody in based on his say so. And that's just not true. So, um, it's like, well, anyway, I just thought I'm going to share this 14-minute video with you talking about that, and that'll explain it a little bit more for people if you are interested. So, yeah, still trying to get over people that are explaining, like, what is termed the Immaculate Conception, whether it was rape or even what if, and Christ and his bloodline is described as a seed. But why do people have to mix the spiritual and the physical to prove a point? A spiritual point can't be proven with fleshly words. So saying that God, or our creator of our flesh, is the mixture of both genders. What if Christ was actually a fertile seed that was in a woman? I mean, I know it sounds far-fetched, or it was rape, but we still, as human beings, do not have two genders within our one self. We are not they, them. I don't know why anybody in their right mind would go into that terminology for the confusion that is on this planet. I I just I just don't get it. Why you have to combine spiritual and physical to describe something spiritual, you know. Anyway, I don't know if I have any more to say on that or not. I'm not sure. It's so fucking stupid. I'm sick of it, you know. And the people pushing that Satan's gonna be loose for 1,000 years. Um, he already has been. The sun already went dark thousands of years ago. Um, People miss stuff that has already occurred, you know. What'd you do? Get stoned and you missed it? That's a song. You know. Anyway, you must have. Or maybe Mary did get stoned and you missed it because she wasn't a whore and you let them prosecute an innocent woman. That's more to the, what would I say, to the playbook of the overlords on this planet. They're more, they would go more the violent, retarded side of the coin than what could be explained by logic, you know? So, I mean, just a normal birth that was spiritual, that two people created a child and it was immaculate conception because of the seed that was in that woman from God in the beginning. Something normal and easy to explain with logic and science isn't good enough for the regress. They have to go back into their shenanigans where they feel comfortable. That really, science and logic doesn't suit them. It's like, okay, I see where you're at. You just don't get it. Describing the spiritual in the physical. Why? It's supposed to be spiritual. If you think there's a ghost in the room, I mean, and you actually sense it and you feel it, do you need to actually see it in order to feel that way? It's spiritual. Would you expect it to materialize into the physical? Or would you hope that it would? So you would have tangible proof? Is that why they have to say that a man and a woman in the same body is what created us? It isn't the thought in the word that God spoke. It's some mixture of weirdness for these people and their weird ways on this planet right now. That people, you're just paying glory to them. You just love it. It's like, wow, the weirder the world gets, the more glee some people have over that. It's like, wow, okay, I see where your head is at. You're preaching what is to be a spiritual thing, the spirit of God in a physical manner. And you can't separate the two. I get it. You just can't. You can't see beyond that because you love the company you keep and the people you listen to, even if they're out there to program the masses to continue this chaos. Some people will do absolutely nothing to insert logic and science in the real stuff into the situation to help other people. You'd rather go along with the, um, oh, I have a penis up inside myself, and that's how I gave birth to my children, you know. My own. I have my own penis in there. Yes, sure. Wow. I can barely deal with it some days. It's like, and just when I think it's over, just when I think somebody could separate the spiritual and the physical, they're back at it again. It's like, you must have had one hell of a head injury because something is not healed in there, you know? Heal as in go around the other way and stay back there. Yeah, like in dog training, you know? Come to speak of it, I've had dogs and horses, even cats, that could learn quicker than some human beings. I don't get it. Or, you know how they say, like a man was formed, fully formed man right out of the womb, that type of thing. I'm thinking spiritually and intellectually, like, you ever met anybody that's really a smart baby and they look like an old soul? And, you know, what if that is a description of what an angel coming into flesh would be, or Christ himself, that with the knowledge of a man in a baby's body till he grew, and then he would be more godlike and have more intelligence than the average person because he would be in direct communication with God. So then he would have that in himself, that knowledge as a baby, right? Wouldn't he? I would think he would. I don't think he would be your average baby, you know? At least you would hope not. You know? I know we're supposed to look at um like is this the guy that brought down all of Rome or whatever, you know, that type in the Bible, like that's the guy for Satan's character, you know, that you wouldn't think that would be the guy, you know, that little guy, you know. I don't I just can't get over it that people can't think that God made us in the flesh with the word. Why is it so difficult to think that a child was formed in somebody's womb with just the word, with just the energy? Why does it have to be something physical and sexual and a mixture? I mean, not just even immaculate conception like the story goes, but that I would, or you would have to be a mixture of both genders in order to procreate on this planet. That just, stop it, people. Oh, God. Aren't people gonna stop trying to be the other sex than what they were born? Aren't you ever gonna be happy with just what you have? What a bunch of miserable fuckers that they would have to dream up fairy tales and bullshit in order to describe something that was meant to be beautiful, you know? You turn it into something so grotesque. Yeah, and have fun doing it too. That's the part that gets me. In fact, all night last night, I didn't even listen to the other part of that video that I was listening to until this morning. I had to get over it a little bit and calm down before I even talked because it's like, um, and I thought about it almost all night long. It's like, okay, maybe you just enjoy keeping me awake, but I was awake anyway. But if I had actually not been physically interrupted and my sleep was interrupted from retarded thoughts, might be taking a little different approach today. So God does keep me safe in a lot of ways. That's what I was going to tell you. I was telling you that story of how kids in my school would rumble out on the, well, usually in the parking lot. And when I was going to participate one time, the other people that we were having conflicts with didn't show up. And I was just going to be there to actually defend people that were going to get jumped, but the other people didn't show up. So God actually keeps me safe in a lot of ways because what I had planned on that day was probably to take somebody out because fear will do that to you, you know. If you're in fear of being hurt or if a friend is going to be hurt or whatever. And that brings to mind the elite that know the calendars were changed, of course, because they changed them. Um, that know that there's destruction, natural disasters that happen on a wavelength to specifically target them. And there is nowhere they can hide. But they've built bunkers and different things thinking that they can hide from that force that they're inside of. They're inside of that force. And there's nowhere they can hide. That's who can see you in the dark. It's a honing pigeon. It's like a drone that's going to hone in on your flesh no matter where you hide. If you're a deceiver of other human beings, you're going to be hurting for certain. It's not a joke. This is coming up on this planet, and the elite know that. They're trying to make as much money and hide and have enough armaments and all that to keep themselves safe, but nothing is going to keep them safe. So, anyway, pretty sure they're going to be having like heart attacks and stuff like that. I just felt one of my hairs. Sometimes I get a hair on me and then I can't find it. Yo. So anyway, or is that like this with two fingers? Yeah. Or they'll do the devil horn sideways, yeah. Or L, you know, weirdos. So if guys want to think that some woman has not somebody else's penis up inside her, but her own, if you actually want to think that, I can't convince you any different. God be with you and help you with your thinking. Um, you might want to lay off on whatever you're doing, but you know that's something's blocking it. Something's blocking the truth. But That's just the way it is with some people. And they're enjoying it too. That's the part that pisses me off. It's like you don't just degrade and demean women, you just totally gotta go full bore, whole hog on the whole thing with your I meant priggish attitude. Cheers. I'm being as nice as I can because I know that I'm goaded on purpose to bring this subject up again. So here you go. You know, when a baby's made and God blesses that child, it's from a natural union, period. I hope that's clear. Oh, yeah, there's artificial insemination in cattle, and I guess it's happened a few times with success on this planet with human beings. I, so I've heard, you know, but a woman impregnating herself has never happened on this planet. For God to make a pregnant woman to begin with makes with multiple births, multiple children in the womb, makes a lot more sense than anything that men are describing. I would leave the childbirth area up to the professionals that know firsthand what that is spiritually than I would any man trying to describe that. That would be like a man trying to teach me how to put use a tampon, you know? Well, you could, but it just wouldn't have the same effect. The affect of the whole thing would be entirely inserted into my thought process a whole lot different than the actual way that it's done. So it wouldn't be the truth and it wouldn't be the actual way, but it would be taught by a man. So what would I expect a man teaching something feminine? You know, I would expect it to be up. That's what I would expect. Anyway, yeah, I swear these men really do get a kick out of hurting women. They may not think that it would, but I guess if I sat here every day, day in and day out, and told them that they were a father only because they have a vagina up inside them too, and that on this planet is how life was created, and just kept telling them that they had a vagina and a penis. And guess what? You have your forget it. Yeah, just forget it. I've said it probably 100 times now that the spiritual cannot be described in the physical, but they want to persist. And it stems from the Catholic Church and the Jews, and I don't care who says what. If you're going to repeat what they're doing, I don't want no part of it, and I have no time for it. So I go and share a video of somebody's, and the next video that's put out is racked with bullshit. And I'm like, okay, do I feel stupid yet? Is that the game? You know? Not entirely. No, I don't feel stupid. I feel like one of those that was born with the mind of an adult, but I couldn't walk yet. That's what I feel like. I don't know about you, but excuse me, maybe not you, but yeah, some, yeah, you. The one that keeps saying that a woman had her own penis. You know, that's shameful. That really is. It's hurtful. It's painful. It's sickening. It's putrid. I just got to keep telling myself, not everybody's my friend, you know? And I'm stupid like that because I think, well, geez, I like people, and I really do, and they would know it. But not everybody likes me. So I got to keep remembering that, yes, they're going to disappoint me. And I'm not going to hope that it's going to change because it hasn't. You know, if you give something like 6 or 7 years of your life and nothing has gotten better in that area, well, pretty much you could say it's a waste of time, you know. So I keep hoping for more, and it's not, and I keep getting laughed at and mocked. What would you do? I wasn't so much angry last night as I was hurt. This morning I was more angry. And now I'm just like, I'm in what the fuck type of mood? Like, okay, I'm not going to wait to see if you'll hurt me again because I know you will. When people laugh, when they say something and you can hear the laughter in their voice, then that's who they are. You know, they just having a fun. These men are having a fun time fucking women over, and they're enjoying every second of it. Disgracing motherhood, disgracing a, a holy union, disgracing the whole thing, taking God's family and defiling it in the worst of ways. That's exactly what's being done, you know. So nothing I can do about it besides shut it off, you know. So this morning I thought, okay, I'll listen to the rest of it. Maybe I'm just not getting the meaning. Maybe there's something more there that I'm missing, or maybe this person actually is a friendly person. Well, friendly is one thing, but demonic and fucked up, that's a whole nother one. So it's just like the key to the kingdom. Yeah, some people got a key to God's kingdom, and some people got the kingdom of David, which is the Christ, which is Jesus's bloodline, not the Christ, I should say, to be specific. Oh, I'm just going to tell it like it is. I have the kingdom of God within my own heart. Some of you might too. Do you need the kingdom of David? Uh, I'm going to do as much fixing as I can do right here. And beyond that, there's nothing more I can do or say on this subject. You know, it's like I have to move along. People don't care. you know, just having fun, destroying everything that's beautiful and natural and good, and pretending that things that are vile and rude is the thought we should be thinking. It's like, that's so disgusting. I gotta go, everybody. I'm gonna share that. Can the church keep you out of heaven? Because there's a lot of good information on, and you should really know the different heavens of Satan, the different heavens of God, and the different kingdoms. So, and you really should, because some, I wouldn't brag if I had the key to some of them. Just put it that way. So, okay, everybody, have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.